Well, with less than 2 weeks before the start of school, Monroe County Community School Corporation leaders are starting to rethink things. With coronavirus cases surging across the state, parents, teachers, even some board members are contemplating changes to the reopening plan. Mitch Legan reports.
After an unceremonious end to last school year, Monroe County Community Schools are less than 2 weeks away from bringing kids back to the classroom. But parents and teachers are concerned that the reopening plan, which was drafted last month, doesn't reflect the current surge in COVID-19 cases.
I guess my concerns really have to do with the way, one, that the ground is shifting under our feet right now. Just nationally, we're seeing numbers rise in Texas and Florida and Arizona, and I really worry that we're just a couple weeks behind in Indiana. I don't see that we have done things in our state differently.
Many MCCSC parents and teachers feel the same as Robinson. Nearly 2,000 people have signed a petition asking the school corporation to revise its reentry plan. That led board member Brandon Schur to propose 3 separate changes to the plan at the school board special meeting this week. They included delaying the start of school, starting the school year online only, or coming up with a completely new reentry plan.
Mayor Bloomington signed an executive order yesterday, 20-02, limiting all commercial events to 100 people inside. A pause will give time to monitor the ongoing rise of COVID cases in Monroe County and Indiana, and will also give more time for planning how we return to school.
But the school board moved to table the proposals until next week in hopes of hearing the results from a survey of MCCSC teachers who were instrumental in drawing up the original plans.
But I want it blatantly understood that, yes, there is a part of the teacher voice that we've not been able to get forward in the last week and a half, okay? And I'm gonna tell you that, absolutely. And that's what we've been doing. We're working on getting that together to be able to get that and bring it forward.
Farmer says if the board decides to approve any of the changes next week without conferring with the teachers union, it could find itself in a tricky legal situation.
If the board unilaterally makes a change in that process without going through discussion, that's called an unfair labor practice. Okay, and I will exercise my right, not mine, I'm going to say MCEA's right, to have that discussion.
The board did approve an addendum to the reopening plan that allows high school students to physically go to school 5 days a week, which they said was at the request of many parents. Originally, high schoolers could choose between an online-only schedule or hybrid schedule, where they'd be in school alternating days. Schur says he's concerned the 5-day week would impact the decisions of families who chose the school corporation's hybrid plan because it meant fewer students would be in school.
We won't really have a hybrid method anymore in some degree because those 2 to 3 days that kids are there, they'll be there with a whole number of kids that weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
Robinson is one of the parents who preferred the hybrid method, but says now, with a 5-day option on the table, it's going to be hard not to let her daughter go.
If it's 5 days a week, my daughter will definitely want to be there 5 days a week. As a parent, I want her to be in hybrid, but once you have most people attending 5 days, then the benefits of the hybrid, keeping kids with smaller groups, that seems to be gone.
Bloomington South principal Mark Fletcher says nearly 1,200 of 1,700 South students responded to a survey on the 5-day week, and about 60% were interested. Of the remaining 40%, half favored the hybrid schedule and the other half preferred online only. Fletcher says if those averages hold, Bloomington South should be able to maintain proper distancing. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Mitch Legan.
Several Indiana schools have adjusted their reopening plans because of the spike in cases. The state's largest school district, Indianapolis Public Schools, pushed back its start date 2 weeks to August 17th. And Washington Township has decided to move all of its classes online.